Good morning, I'm Sarah Sapsanamma. Let's begin with the headlines of the hour. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli to address the BIMSTEC summit in Thailand today. A meeting with his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi also in the schedule. Kathmandu once again tops the list of most polluted cities in the world. Air quality index at very unhealthy level. Public urged to avoid going outdoors unless necessary. South Korea's Constitutional Court unanimously votes to uphold the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol. A snap election to be held in 60 days. And Kolkata Knight Riders beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 80 runs at Eden Garden, handing the visitors their largest ever defeat in IPL. The 6th BIMSTEC Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation Summit has commenced in Bangkok, Thailand. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is scheduled to address the summit today. He's also set to meet his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi later in the day. According to the itinerary released by the Prime Minister's Secretariat, Oli will meet Modi at 4 p.m. Nepali time. Following the conclusion of his official visit to Thailand, Prime Minister Oli has begun meeting with heads of state and government from BIMSTEC countries. Yesterday, he met with Sri Lankan Prime Minister Harini Amarasuriya. He also held bilateral discussions with Myanmar's Prime Minister Min Aung Hlaing and Bhutanese counterpart Tshering Tobgay. The Prime Minister's Secretariat has said these meetings focused on strengthening bilateral relations between Nepal and other BIMSTEC countries. Earlier, Prime Minister Oli also met with Thai business leaders and entrepreneurs in Bangkok, where officials from the Federation of Nepalese Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Nepalese industrialists were also present. Yesterday, Premier Oli also addressed an event at the Asian Institute of Technology in Thailand, where he emphasized that small and vulnerable countries are increasingly concerned about their existence. Kathmandu Valley has once again topped the list of most polluted cities in the world. The government has urged the public to avoid going outdoors unless necessary and to reduce the use of vehicles, considering the drastic rise in air pollution across Kathmandu and other urban areas. Due to polluted air in the valley, the skies over Kathmandu appear hazy. Air pollution even disrupted flights in and out of Kathmandu yesterday. The Ministry of Health and Population has issued a public advisory urging everyone in the valley to remain highly cautious amid worsening air quality. In a meeting held yesterday to discuss pollution control, experts recommended implementing an odd-even rule for vehicles to reduce traffic emissions. They also suggested introducing a 2-day weekend policy as an additional measure to curb pollution. Pollution in Kathmandu Valley is unlikely to reduce until there is proper rainfall. The sky over Kathmandu, which looks cloud-covered, is filled with dust and smoke, causing the air quality to deteriorate. This is considered highly dangerous for health, and the number of patients in hospitals has also increased. The Meteorological Department has reported there is no likelihood of rain in the coming days. Pollution in Kathmandu Valley is expected to remain for some time. According to Meteorological Department, there is no possibility of rain or strong winds in the coming days. The department says, although the sky may clear slightly from Friday, it will not be fully clean.
यो उच्चतापीय प्रणाली पनि यो हाम्रो वरिपरि यो इन्डियन सबकन्टिनेन्ट वरिपरि रहेको भएर चाहिँ आगामी केही दिन वर्षा नहुने वर्षा हुने सम्भावना पनि कम देखिएको ठूलो बेगको हावा चल्ने सम्भावना पनि कम देखिएको भएर पनि आगामी केही दिन चाहिँ यो अब यो अहिले उच्च यो प्रदूषण चाहिँ उच्च रूपमा रहेको चाहिँ अब यो देखेको छ विभिन्न ठाउँहरुमा हैन त्यो चाहिँ अब आगामी केही दिन रहिरहने जस्तो देखिन्छ यद्यपि भोलिबाट चाहिँ थोरै क्रमिक रूपमा घटेर जाने चाहिँ जस्तो देखिन्छ तर पूर्ण रूपमा एकदम क्लियर हुने सम्भावना चाहिँ कम नै छ.
On Thursday, the air quality index of Kathmandu Valley was above 200, which indicates an unhealthy level. For several days, Kathmandu has remained the most polluted city in the world based on air quality. People have started going to hospitals with health issues caused by pollution itself.
म उपचारकै लागि आएको हो है त मलाई चाहिँ रुगा खोकी जस्तो लागेर म जचाउन आएको हो छाती अलि कमजोर जस्तो
आँखा पिरो भइराछ नाकहरु पिरो भइराछ थकान जस्तो भइराछ.
Hospitals in Kathmandu Valley have reported an increase in patients with respiratory issues, colds, coughs, asthma, pneumonia, skin issues, chest pain and eye irritation. Tekmo Hospital has reported 10% increase in patients with such issues. Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital has seen a surge of 15% and the chest disease department at Bir Hospital has seen an increase of up to 40%, where all beds in the department are occupied and patients in the emergency department are having to wait for up to 48 hours for a bed.
हाम्रो अस्पताल चाहिँ हामीले हेर्यौं भने चाहिँ जहिले पनि हामीसँग चाहिँ हाम्रो अस्पतालको बेडको क्यापासिटी भन्दा बढी बिरामीहरू चाहिँ आउनुहुन्छ जो चाहिँ अलि सिकिस्त बिरामीहरू चाहिँ इमर्जेन्सीमा वेट गर्नुहुन्छ बेड खाली भएको केसमा चाहिँ उहाँहरू वार्डमा शिफ्ट हुनुहुन्छ अब जनरल टेन्डेन्सी हेर्यौं भने चाहिँ पछिल्लो महिना इमर्जेन्सीमा हाम्रो ब्याकलग हुन्थेन सामान्यतया छातीका बिरामीहरू भर्ना चाहिने बिरामीहरू इमर्जेन्सीमा आइसकेपछि छाती विभागको वार्डमा चाहिँ तुरुन्तै भर्ना पाइहाल्नुहुन्थ्यो भने पछिल्लो 2-3 हप्तामा चाहिँ त्यसको वेटिङ टाइम 24 देखि 48 घण्टा चाहिँ बेडको लागि पनि पर्खिनुपर्ने देखिएको छ.
Health professionals suggest wearing masks during high pollution and staying indoors as much as possible. More than 250 tourists visiting the Everest region have been stranded in Manthali, Ramechhap due to bad weather in the Khumbu area of Sulukhumbu. According to Manthali Airport Chief Hiron Shah, after 5 flights operated yesterday morning, worsening weather conditions in the Khumbu region halted further Manthali-Lukla flights, causing the disruption. As planes were unable to fly, 93 tourists were transported by helicopter to Lukla and Phaplu yesterday afternoon. Of them, 45 were flown to Lukla and 47 to Phaplu. Shah also mentioned that between 200 to 250 tourists who had booked flights to Lukla from Sulukhumbu were left stranded in Manthali. The government has arranged for foreign tourists visiting the Everest region to be flown in and out of Lukla via Manthali Airport in Ramechhap. Now, in our Public Voice segment, we've asked in several provinces what should be the priority of the upcoming leadership of Nepal Bar Association. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
आफ्नो स्वतन्त्र रूपमा व्यवसाय गर्ने कानुन व्यवसायको हकमा चाहिँ काम गर्न सक्ने आफ्नो पेशा व्यवसायको हितको लागि चाहिँ संगठन हुनुपर्छ.
मलाई अन्याय भएको छ, मेरो बारेमा बारले बोल्दिन्छ र अदालत गएपछि मलाई न्याय मिल्छ भन्ने कुरा हुनु पर्यो.
न्यायालयको गरिमालाई उच्च राख्ने, विधिको शासन कायम गर्ने,
भ्रष्टाचारहरू विरुद्धदेखि लिएर नीतिगत रूपमा भएका व्यवस्था जुन खालका व्यवस्थाहरू छन् ती कुराहरूलाई चाहिँ कार्यान्वयन गर्ने.
मफसलमा अभ्यासरत कानुन व्यवसायी र नवोदित कानुन व्यवसायीहरूको संरक्षणमा चाहिँ ध्यान दिनुपर्छ.
गरिब दुखीहरूको पनि न्यायमा पहुँच गराउन सक्नुपर्छ.
समानुपातिक समावेशीको सिद्धान्तलाई अक्षरशः कार्यान्वयन गराउनु पर्ने दायित्व पनि नेपाल बार एसोसिएसनको रहेको छ.
विशेष गरी महिलाहरूको लागि हुनुपर्ने जुन प्राथमिकता छ नि विभिन्न महिलाहरूमा हुने विभेदहरूलाई पनि हटाउनुपर्छ.
जनताको पक्षमा उभिएर सशक्त आन्दोलन गर्यो, भोलिका दिनमा आउने नेतृत्वले त्यो पनि गर्नुपर्ने जरुरत मैले देखेको छु.
व्यवसायीहरूको हकहितको रक्षा गर्ने र न्यायपालिकालाई स्वच्छ र निष्पक्ष ढङ्गले अगाडि बढाउनका लागि त्यसले वाचडगको रूपमा काम गर्नुपर्छ.
भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त न्यायालय त्यो कुरा चाहिँ प्राथमिकतामा राख्नुपर्छ.
सर्वसुलभ तरिकाले न्यायका उपभोक्ताहरूलाई न्याय दिने कुराहरूमा कानुन व्यवसायीहरूको जुन भूमिका छ त्यसलाई प्रभावकारी बनाउनु पर्यो.
स्वच्छ अनुशासित न्यायपालिकाको शुद्धिकरण, कानुन व्यवसायीहरूको क्षमता अभिवृद्धि र 7वटै प्रदेशमा हुने न्यायका सेवामुखीहरूलाई चाहिँ नि छिटो छरितो सर्वसुलभ ढङ्गले चाहिँ नि न्याय दिलाउनमा सहयोग पुर्याउने किसिमको
व्यावसायिक सक्षम सबल बार निर्माण गर्ने, नवोदित कानुन व्यवसायीहरूलाई व्यावसायिक दक्षताको तालिमहरू सञ्चालन गर्ने,
नवोदित कानुन व्यवसायीहरू विदेशिनुपर्ने अवस्था त्यो बाध्यता नहोस्.
कानुन व्यवसायभित्र पनि महिला, दलित, आदिवासी जनजाति पिछडिएको क्षेत्र वर्गका साथीहरूलाई पेशागत उसमा चाहिँ कसरी उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ पेशागत क्षमता अभिवृद्धि गरेर पेशामा ल्याउन सकिन्छ.
A subcommittee under State Affairs and Good Governance Committee has submitted a report on the Federal Civil Service Bill, which benefits employees. At a time when public service delivery is facing increasing citizen complaints and anger, lawmakers have agreed to create laws in favor of employees' interests. Civil servants have been pressuring for the inclusion of trade unions and the appointment of additional secretaries, which would place additional burdens on the state. In response, lawmakers have agreed to make legal provisions that align with employees' demands.
1 week after the subcommittee submitted the report, the committee made it public on Wednesday. The subcommittee, which held 20 meetings to reach an agreement on the bill, had secretly met with senior employees during that time. The public report now reveals the reasons for those secret meetings. The meetings involved Chief Secretary Eknarayan Orel, Law Secretary Udayraj Sapkota, and Secretary at the Prime Minister's Office, Phanindra Gautam, and lawmakers reached agreements based on their interests. One of the provisions benefiting employees is the cooling period, which creates a distinction in constitutional and government appointments post-retirement, specifically among employees. The proposal suggests the civil servants should not be appointed to constitutional positions for 1 year after retirement, while ambassadors and judges will have no cooling period. After retirement, they can immediately take on roles such as ambassadors or judges. Law Secretary Sapkota and Prime Minister's Office Secretary Gautam, both qualified to become judges, insisted that no cooling period be applied.
जो परराष्ट्र मन्त्रालयबाट राजदूत नियुक्ति हुन्छन् त्यहाँको आधा भन्ने उल्लेखै भएको छ संविधानकै र यतापटि चाहिँ न्याय सेवामा उच्च अदालतको न्यायाधीश अथवा सर्वोच्चको न्यायाधीश नियुक्ति हुँदाखेरि विशिष्ट श्रेणीको कर्मचारी भन्ने उल्लेख भएको हुँदा त्यसलाई बाइपास गरेर जान सक्ने अवस्था नभएकोले त्यो शब्द राखिएको हो.
The Constitution has not envisioned retired employees becoming judges or ambassadors, and there are provisions for other qualified individuals to take these positions. It is proposed that retired employees cannot be appointed to constitutional commissions for up to 1 year after retirement, and although a 2-year cooling period is proposed for international organizations, individuals can still join with government permission at any time, which analysts say is discriminatory. Another provision favoring employees involves the creation of additional secretary positions. Employees have been pressuring for the establishment of this role to ensure that retired undersecretaries receive the same benefits and pensions as secretaries. Lawmakers are now inclined to pass this provision, disregarding the financial burden it may impose on the state. Trade unions, another employee interest, have not been removed despite the lawmakers' inability to do so. Analysts say the subcommittee has also proposed the removal of open competition for the position of undersecretary in the name of internal preparation for exams. This provision increases internal quotas benefiting employees. Experts argue that creating laws that favor employees in such a manner will not resolve the current issues.
मैले संसदमा पहिले पनि मलाई बोलाउँदाखेरि विज्ञको रूपमा बोलाउँदा मैले भने हो यो नेगेटिभ एप्रोचमा बन्न लागेको निजामती सेवा हैन हो. अबको बेलामा गणतन्त्र आएको बेलामा चाहिँ यसलाई पोजिटिभ एप्रोचमा बनाउनुहोस्. पोजिटिभ एप्रोच भनेको जनता र कर्मचारीको बीचको सम्बन्ध कस्तो हो भने राजनीतिज्ञ र राजनीतिक बोर्ड, पोलिटिकल बोर्ड, राजनीतिक नेतृत्व र कर्मचारी बीचमा कस्तो सम्बन्ध हुनुपर्ने यी चीजहरु एड्रेस गर्नुपर्ने.
If the report submitted by the subcommittee is passed as it is, experts say dissatisfied citizens will become even more frustrated, and the government, already struggling with mandatory payments, will face an additional financial burden.
After repeated unfulfilled promises from the government, victims of cooperative fraud have once again taken to the streets. They are demanding effective measures from the government to retrieve their savings. Not only cooperative victims, but also those who have been charged high interest rates by microfinance institutions are protesting, seeking relief from exorbitant rates.
Cooperative depositors have been protesting for the past 23 months after failing to get back the money they deposited. During this period, there have been several agreements between the government and the victims, but the process of refunding the money has not progressed. In the Nepalese month of Chaitra in 2018, last year, the government announced the formation of a savings and loan protection fund to ensure refunds, but it has yet to be implemented. The pace of refunds managed by the troubled cooperative management committees has been extremely slow, and the depositors are struggling to meet their daily needs.
म त नबोल्ने मान्छे छ नकमाउने मान्छे छ है म दुखीको त कोही छैन त्यो पैसा बुढाबुढी भएर 45 सालदेखि कमाएको मेरो 6 लाख उहाँको 4 लाख उहाँले राजमन्त्री देखिरी दिएको पैसा त्यही राखेको बुढेसकालमा औषधि खान्छु भन्दा पाउँदैन पैसा यो झोला बोकेर अर्काको काम गर्नु अहिले पनि म लुखुर जान्छु
यस्तै मतलब वृद्ध बुढाबुढी अनि त्यसपछि दीर्घरोगी हैन अनि यस्तै किडनी ट्रान्सप्लान्ट गर्नुपर्ने यस्ता बिरामीहरूको चाहिँ हामीले नाम सिफारिस गरेर पठाइदिएको थियौँ महासङ्घको पत्रमा हैन अनि तर उहाँले चाहिँ अहिलेसम्म पनि पैसा फिर्ता पाइराख्नु भएको छ यो समस्याग्रस्त अफिसले किन पैसा फिर्ता गर्न नचाहेको त्यो पनि मैले बुझ्न सकेको छैन
मेरो घरमा 10 जना परिवार छ हैन 4 जना वृद्ध छ एकजना पूर्ण अशक्त छ पूर्ण अशक्त 19 वर्ष भइसकेको छ हैन अनि 3 जनाको पढाइ चलिरहेको थियो हैन अहिले अनि हामीले गाउँमा 70 सालमा जग्गा बेचेर अनि कान्तिपुर फाइनेन्समा राखेको बुढाबुढीले काम गर्न सक्नु भन्नु गाउँमा हैन अनि कान्तिपुरमा फाइनेन्समा राखे हैन कान्तिपुर सहकारी अनि त्यहाँ राख्दै पैसा डुब्यो अहिले पैसा हामी जिरो हो हामी सुकुम्बासी छ हैन 30 लाख
Protests were held on Thursday not only by cooperative victims but also by microfinance borrowers who have been bearing high interest rates also joined the protest, claiming that they are now in a situation where they cannot even repay the loans. They gathered near the Prime Minister's residence in Balwatar, expressing the concerns about the deterioration of the businesses and the growing burden of microfinance interest rates, which have put their homes and land at risk.
पुरै पीडित भइहालेको छु घरमा के छैन जो जति अलिकता जग्गा जमिन थियो सबै लगे बितिमा गइसकेको छ पुरै हामी लगाएको लुगा मात्रै छु के छैन
लघु वित्तबाट पैसा झिकेर चाहिँ बङ्गुर फर्म राखे त मरो बोइलर फर्म राखे त मरो सबै त्यो लकडाउनमै सबै खतम भयो त्यहाँदेखि म उठ्न सकिनँ तिर्न पनि सक्दिनँ अहिले बुढालाई मुटु रोग छ यही बैशाखमा अपरेसन गर्नु भनेको छ अब पैसा छैन
Cooperative depositors are demanding the return of their savings while microfinance borrowers are seeking relief from high interest rates. Both groups of citizens want to return to normal life and sustain their businesses and daily routines.
It's time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion. The question is, what's your take on different groups, including teachers and victims of cooperatives and loan sharks, taking it to the streets? Your options are A, search for justice, B, to pile pressure on the government, and C, vested interests. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C, and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Now, under the third country resettlement program, around 100,000 Bhutanese refugees from Nepal have been resettled in the U.S. This program, initiated by the U.S. government, was supported by several European countries, which also took an additional 13,000 Bhutanese from Nepal. However, around 6,500 of them who were not selected for resettlement and are still standing firm on their return to Bhutan continue to suffer in camps in Chapa and Moron. Meanwhile, as the management of the refugees who missed out on third country resettlement becomes increasingly complicated, the U.S. administration has begun deporting those who have been resettled back to Bhutan. Concerns are growing that this issue might worsen if the Bhutanese government starts pushing them back to Nepal.
4 Bhutanese refugees who were deported from the U.S. are in the Eastern Border Police Office at Kakadbhitta. These individuals, who do not wish to be publicly identified, were recently released from a detention center in the U.S. and deported to Bhutan. 6 other deported individuals have been sent by Bhutan back to Nepal. The police suspect that they are now hiding within Nepal. After opting for third country resettlement and leaving behind their refugee life in the U.S., these Bhutanese refugees are now in a position where they must seek refuge in Nepal again. Nepal is unable to accommodate them in the camps, and the government has yet to make a concrete decision on how to handle the refugees entering the country. Immigration officials are in a state of uncertainty due to the lack of a clear directive.
जानकारी गराइसकेको विषय हो र माथि पनि छलफल भएर यसलाई सकेसम्म चाँडै एउटा समाधानमा पुग्ने भन्ने कुरा चाहिँ आएको छ.
Human rights organizations and Bhutanese political parties active in Nepal have taken the situation of those deportees from the US as a serious human rights violation. They argue that Bhutan must take responsibility for protecting its deported citizens.
Bhutan सरकारले पनि यी जुन मान्छेहरुलाई त्यहाँ लगे 10 जना मान्छेहरु प्लस अरु 3 जनालाई पनि लगेको भनिएको छ र अब अरु पछि पनि अरुलाई ल्याउने भन्ने खालको कुरा सुनिराखेको छ भनेपछि उनीहरुलाई नागरिक भनेर स्वीकार गरिसकेपछि उनीहरुलाई नागरिककै दर्जा दिएर त्यो हैसियत दिएर त्यहाँ राख्नुपर्छ र नेपाल सरकारले यसमा एकदम गम्भीर रूपमा यो कूटनीतिक पहल गरेर उनीहरुलाई त्यही राख्ने अहिले यहाँकोलाई पनि उही फर्काउने र बाँकी भुटानले जतिमा अहिले लिन्छ आफ्नो नागरिक भनेर उनीहरुलाई उही राख्ने किसिमको चाहिँ नेपालले आफ्नो पहल कदमी गर्नुपर्छ र विश्व समुदाय समक्ष पनि यो कुरा संयुक्त राष्ट्र संघ शरणार्थी सम्बन्धी जुन उच्च आयुक्तको कार्यालय लगायत सम्बन्धित अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय निकायहरुमा र खास गरेर अमेरिकी सरकारसँग नेपाल सरकारले स्पष्ट रूपमा यो कुरा राख्नुपर्छ र भुटान सरकारसँग पनि तुरुन्तै यो कूटनीतिक वार्ता गरेर उनीहरुलाई त्यही राख्ने वातावरण तुरुन्त बनाउनुपर्छ।
भुटानले जे भने पनि भुटानको नागरिक भनेर स्वीकारिसकेपछि ती मानिसलाई भुटानमा बस्न दिनुपर्छ र नेपालले पनि यी मानिसहरुलाई नेपालमा आइसकेपछि यिनीहरुको मानवाधिकारको संरक्षण गर्नुपर्छ र यिनीहरुको राष्ट्र र राष्ट्रियताको विषयमा पनि पहल गरेर अन्तर्राष्ट्रिय जगतलाई गुहार गरेर यो समस्या यति जनाको मात्रै होइन समग्र भुटानी समस्यालाई समाधान गर्नुपर्छ।
Analysts say Bhutan must take responsibility for the Bhutanese citizens deported from the US and Nepal must engage in diplomatic talks with Bhutan to resolve the issue.
Time now for international update. South Korea's Constitutional Court has unanimously voted to uphold the impeachment of President Yoon Suk-yeol. Yoon's short-lived declaration of martial law last December plunged the country into political turmoil. His powers were first suspended in January when Parliament voted to impeach him. Yoon's supporters and opponents took to the streets ahead of the verdict. Police were on standby in case of any violent protests. Now that Yoon is impeached, a snap election must be held in 60 days. Yoon also faces a separate charge of insurrection, which will go on trial at a later date. Meanwhile, South Korea's acting President Han Duck-soo has said he would do all he can to ensure an orderly and peaceful presidential election after President Yoon Suk-yeol's impeachment. Prime Minister Han will continue to serve as acting president until the new president is inaugurated. With Yoon's ouster, a presidential election is required to take place within 60 days based on the country's constitution. That is all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.